안녕하세요. 제 이름은 니콜라스 버든이고요. 22살이고 지금 스자에서 버클 과정 학생이에요. 네, 잘 부탁드립니다. So back in, I believe, high school, I heard from Ellis Hamilton that he was attending SJA. So I didn't go to SJA right away, but after a few years, I looked into it and I saw that they were a partner with Berklee College of Music. So, that's how I decided to study at the institute called SJA. Yeah. So, honestly, the most difficult thing about going to SJA as a foreign student is obviously the Korean. It's a Korean school, so obviously teaching Korean. So me, even though I've lived in Korea and I could pretty fluently speak Korean, but I wasn't really on a college level and I didn't really know that much about music, so so that was really difficult, just having to understand everything and learn all these new Korean words and having to translate everything. But honestly, the classes, they do put in English, let's say the words or the other certain terms they would use in English. So yeah, honestly, it's not that bad, but that was the most difficult. And also, it's not really I guess much of a big deal, but they only have one elevator, so there's always a lot of people, so I would always have to go up the stairs, so that was difficult, but I guess that helped me exercise. But yeah, other than that, I think it's nothing else much that was difficult. Advantages. So there's so many at SJA, but if I were to narrow it down, first thing that comes to my mind is practice rooms. So we have this whole building to ourselves, and basically these practice rooms, even though I'm a vocal major, I can go to a piano practice room, a guitar practice room, drum practice room, or bass, anything, and I could practice those instruments even though I am majoring in vocal. So I think that's amazing. And they also have a DAW, or where they have MacBooks and stuff, those type of practice rooms. So you could practice using recording programs such as Cubase, Logic, Ableton, and Pro Tools. So I think that's a huge advantage, and it's helped me a lot whenever I wanted to practice recording something or just practice a different instrument. And the fact that you could basically use the practice rooms all day is muy bueno. They also have a ensemble room, so basically it's where all those instruments are in one room, so you could come in with a band or a little group of people that you've made, or for a project, and basically you could practice in there. And from what I know, or what I've experienced from other schools here in Korea, and also what I've heard, is that they don't even have ensemble rooms sometimes. Here it's all in one building, so it's super convenient and it's just amazing. Basically, they give these opportunities to their students, and you can basically go to a concert, or you can perform outside. And the busking culture here in Korea is huge, so there's this road, or this alleyway called Sonname길, and you can basically put in your own group that you've made, 4 people, 5 people, whatever. You can perform every month or every week or something like that. And also, basically, they also have a little concert hall downstairs, so you can perform concerts with your class, and I think that's amazing. And they also offer concerts, or where you can perform in a concert over at a place called Hongdae. So they change it every now and then, but it's a great experience. some people that have fear of like going on stage, and that kind of basically gets you used to it, of that feeling of performing on stage. And you don't just perform, you can also learn the behind the scenes of like preparing for a concert and doing all these recitals or these rehearsals. And yeah, that's just an amazing advantage that you can get or benefit. And I think last but not least, upstairs, I believe on the 6th floor, I've heard that they have a recording studio, and basically it's a professional recording studio. I've only gone there once, but yeah, it's amazing. It's really high end. So like all of this in one building, I don't think many other schools really offer that. So I think that's amazing. So the academic curriculum in SJA, I believe that because they are partnered with Berklee and because the teachers are basically alumni of Berklee, they basically got that Berklee method of teaching, and basically they teach in that way here at SJA. It's very straightforward, concise. It's very easy to understand for me whenever they are explaining certain concepts or theories. So, like whenever I'll try to get into a certain, let's say, harmony, whenever they're teaching that, it was something before coming here where I was like, I couldn't even fathom like how they even do this type of stuff, like how they think about this. But, after like learning here, they've made it really easy for me to understand these concepts and just how you have to think about certain things. So yeah, it's great. So my musical goal is to become a record producer, or composer. I'm also very interested in making music for films, video games, and animation. So the way that SJA helped me to basically get closer to my goals is they, even though I'm a vocal major, because of those practice rooms I mentioned earlier, I was able to practice like the piano, the guitar, the bass, the drums, and that made me have like a better understanding of those instruments. And perhaps like, whenever you wanna, let's say you wanna write sheet music and you want someone else to play it, I think it's really important to kind of think from their perspective and try to make everything make sense on the sheet music. And through all these classes that I've taken, this has helped me understand that. And I've been able to use their recording room for like Logic or let's say Cubase. So I learned how to record and get better at it through that. So yeah, I think that's basically helped me like immensely to get closer to that goal. So yeah. So a little side note, I'm not sure if I said this before or not, but I've mentioned that this is a Korean school and they teach in Korean. I've lived in Korea, and I understand Korean pretty well and I speak Korean pretty well. But if you are a foreigner who does not know any Korean and is thinking about coming here, I would highly recommend that you start learning Korean, and especially like understanding Korean, like just listening to Korean. So maybe watch like K-dramas on Netflix, or you can study like that. But if you can understand and translate it, then I think you'll be fine attending SJA. But I think I just thought I should mention that so that people who do not know Korean mistakenly come here thinking, oh, I'm gonna be fine, and then they end up messing up and not being able to catch up with the coursework. So yeah, just a little side note, and thought it would be mindful to mention that.